Hey guys, it's Brandon, and today's run, it's July 16th, 2014. We're getting there. You know, the last time I spoke to you guys about a run that I had, it was not a good run. I wound up kind of crapping out of that run, as it were. I was in the Outer Banks, North Carolina. It was about 93, 94 degrees outside with humidity of 85+%, I think. Anyway, the heat index was well over 100, and I gave up. I had to, but today, I think it's kind of poetic. I'm here in Yorktown, Virginia. My mother lives near here. And I'm here today running on the Yorktown National Battlefield. And as it's coming down here, it's still crazy humid. It's not quite as hot. Today it's about 77 degrees here with 71% humidity and zero wind. I mean, you can look at the trees around me. There's no wind happening whatsoever. So I have to generate that wind myself by running. But, you know, I was feeling, again, really just hot and muggy and sticky. And then I came here, and I don't want to get all historical and all that kind of stuff, but this is the place where the General Cornwallis surrendered to General Washington, right over there, and that's where I'm running. And I thought it was really kind of apropos, as you know, I felt like I surrendered the other day a little bit. And again, I don't want to be cliche or cheesy or campy or anything, but this kind of works out. And that today I'm going for my run. I'm going to do a half an hour out and a half an hour back. I'm going to do an hour run in this heat. And you can see, maybe you can see just kind of the sweat pouring off of me. And again, not that hot today, but anyway, yeah, I'll take some pictures along the way. But I guess it's like that picture of the pelican that swallowed the frog, and the frog is still holding on to the pelican's neck, and it says never give up, never surrender. Here we go. So a slight correction on my part. While it was General Cornwallis's forces that surrendered here, it was not actually General Cornwallis. He is one of his commanders surrender his sword to the Union Army. So, or not the Union Army, whoops, wrong war, to the Americans at that point, I guess. So this is the field where that took place. Pretty cool, pretty epic. I love that stuff. Here's some Revolutionary period cannons down there. This is really kind of a cool little overlook that I'm standing on, kind of a rotunda type of area up here, and it's really cool. So I'm going to go run a little bit more on this part of the Colonial Parkway, or kind of one of its tributaries, and so yeah, see you there. Hey guys, so I'm beyond the halfway point of my run. I cannot believe how soaked my shirt is. It's crazy. I'm here at Beaver Dam Creek, which according to that sign back there, because I don't want to elude you or give you the illusion that I know more about the fine details of the battle here at Yorktown than I do, but this was the creek that generally separated the French on that side, I believe, and the American on this side encampments. Even though, according to the sign, again, both were under the command of General Washington, each had their own kind of hierarchy and pecking order, so on and so forth. So I had a question a while ago to talk a little bit about running form, and while we're going to get into this a little more later, there are two things that I want to recommend to you guys and talk about today. The first is going to be head position. Now, it's not so much head position as realizing and becoming aware of how much your head affects your entire balance and how things operate in your body. So the next time you're out running, strictly to notice how it works, okay? Most of us will tend to, a lot of us rather, not most of us, will tend to run like this when we run, staring down at the ground, like 6 feet in front of us, maybe at our feet, whatever, because we're like in this dig down mode and not really paying attention. But there are two things about this. The first thing is that if you're like that, your balance is thrown a little bit askew from what it normally would be. Now, if you're standing upright, you don't stand like this, but if you do, you automatically feel like you're falling a little bit forward. So what I want you to do the next time that you're running, excuse me, for about 5 seconds each, running along, head really in a nice posture position, nice and upright. I'll try to show you like this, really aligned with your shoulders and everything. And And then I want you to bow your head and keep running like that. And you'll feel your body kind of do this, lean forward and actually get a little bit faster. But what you'll also notice is that your shoulders and all kind of does that thing. The next thing I want you to do is to look straight up at the sky, and you'll feel yourself slow way, way down. And then finally, I want you to feel how amazing it is to not just be looking 6 feet in front of you and not to look up at the sky, but to look at the horizon. And remember, when you had, if you have kids, or when you were a kid, if you can remember that, remember what it was like when you were running. Just watch a child run. They're looking at the horizon. They're looking at what's next. And yeah, that sounds a little bit hokey and all kind of hippie and stuff like that, but that's not the way I mean it. I mean it from a balance and biomechanics perspective. That is exactly what you want to try to do. So if you do get a chance to try this, do me a favor and leave a comment in the comment section below and tell me what you noticed, because it's different for everybody. So just really what you want to be aware, this first thing we're going to talk about is how head balance affects everything, because as Homo sapiens, we have some pretty big noggins relative to the rest of our body. So let me know in the comment section below. Hey guys, Brandon here, and today is July 17th, 2014. It's Thursday, and as everyone needs with a good training plan, you have to have a day off. Now, since I don't have a bike with me here in Virginia on the East Coast, my trip that I've been on the past few days, I can't ride a bike, obviously, and I didn't borrow one from anybody this time down. So I've been just running and swimming every day since I've been here. So what I decided to do was today was a day off. And we all need that. We all need that, definitely. So if that's not a part of your training plan, and I don't just mean a day off like 1 out of 7, I mean like a legit day off, you really need to consider that. So today was my day off. Went down to Busch Gardens. Right now I'm on the Piankatank River here in Cobbs Creek, Virginia, and you can see behind me. It's pretty stunning here. I grew up here. This is my great-grandmother's house behind me. And the fam is having watermelon on the porch. And then right that way is my grandparents' house. That's my aunt and uncle's house. This is my cousin's house. So it's kind of a compound thing we got going on here, and it's really amazing. So let's see, yesterday was that really solid run that I talked to you guys about. It was great. In fact, I negative split it. That's why it was under an hour. I went 30 minutes out and then managed to make it back in 24 minutes, give or take. That night spent some time talking to you lovely people, so that happened. Tomorrow's Thursday, and tomorrow will be a little bit of a run also, and then Saturday on the plane and back. So what's up, everybody? It is Brandon, and I am back in Colorado. Today is July 20th, and I'm getting ready to go on a bike ride now. I got in late last night here to Colorado, back from my East Coast journey with the family. While there, I had some questionable runs, some pretty decent swims in open water, and I'd like to thank Hampton Runner, again at Hampton Runner on Twitter, for the awesome, we did a 10-mile run yesterday around Fort Monroe in Hampton, Virginia. So that was really awesome to be able to get down there and kind of go out for a nice run along some parts. That's my hometown, and some parts that I never really got a chance to run on before. So it was really awesome. So thank you to Eric for that tour guide, for being my tour guide there. So today it is hotter than 6 hells. I'm going to look at my phone while I talk to you guys. Here in Colorado, there are two things that are concerning me about this. One, the first thing is that it doesn't feel nearly as hot as it did when I was on the East Coast. But I'd like you to see this. If you can see this right now, that is the temperature right now, 100 degrees. And in the sun, now granted the humidity is 12%, but in the sun, it feels like a lot hotter than that. So it's gonna be an interesting ride because again, I'm coming back from sea level for a week, and it's gonna be in some super, super hot weather. A little more intense in a different way than it was while I was back east. So it ought to be a pretty decent ride. Today, for nutrition on this ride, I have got in the bottles, I've got, Scratch Labs. I'm looking for my nutrition here. I've got Scratch Labs. This is what it's like before a ride, right? I've got Scratch Labs, I forget what flavor, in one of the bottles, and then I've got Heed Perpetuum in another one of the bottles, and then I'm also taking a Goo chocolate peanut butter Goo, which I'm very excited about because I love both chocolate and peanut butter, and together it's a win-win, yo. Now on the bike today, I'm going to be taking the Specialized Tarmac, but today we're outfitting it with the GoPro Hero 3 Plus right here. It should make for some fairly interesting shots for you guys to see. I'm going to be trying to go up Carter Lake. I have to be back here by a certain time, So yeah, it's gonna be a good ride. I'm just a little concerned about the heat. Again, I'm going up Carter Lake because I know there are a couple hydration points along the way that I can stop and refill the bottle. So I'll be doing that, and yeah, that's it. I'll probably see you on the GoPro during the ride and then talk to you at the end of the ride. Have a good one. Hey, do you guys remember that time like 2 seconds ago I told you I was gonna have the GoPro with me? Just kidding. Battery's dead. So you're gonna have to deal with this camera and this face in no cool views. Just kidding, I'll try to take some cool views. But that's it today. Thanks. Hey guys, up on Carter Lake. It is hotter than 6 hells out here, but still standing in the shade and 100 degrees doesn't feel as hot as it did back east last week. So anyway, about to head back down to the house. Should be about a 3-hour, maybe. Yeah, 3-hour round trip. So not a bad ride. Just refilled on some liquid here at this marina, the top of Carter Lake, and that's it. See you at the bottom. And I'm back. That was a very hot ride. I don't know the details exactly, but it was about 3 hours. I'm back at the house, and fortunately, like the last 15 minutes or so, it's been getting a little overcast. So the sun's been behind the clouds, and so while it's still hot, it's taking the heat off the day. So anyway, good ride. Swim tomorrow, I think. I got to talk to the coach tonight, and that's it. Thanks for coming along, guys. One more thing before I go, I wanted to show you guys the bottle that I was using today. One of the bottles. One I was using was the Specialized Purist water bottle, but then I was also using the Woolly by Hydro Pack. So this is internally insulated by Primaloft. So keep stuff when you know you're going to go out, and by the time you're going to get to a specific bottle, it's going to be super just warm, and that's not what you want to be tasting at that point in time. So what I try to do is I put the bottle that I'm going to drink first. I put the, excuse me, my nose itched. I put one bottle that I'm going to drink first in the non-insulated bottle. That guy right there. And then I put what can wait a little while, which is whatever, even if it's the same thing, one bottle in here, and I drink this one second so that it's going to stay cool longer. And I do that at the turnaround too, because if I ever am refueling or refilling my bottles, it's probably from a cold bottle or cold tap of some sort. So quick tip, it's the Woolly by Hydro Pack. Hey guys, it's Brandon, and today is July 21st, 2014, and I am on the way to the pool. As of today, it is 68 days till Ironman Chattanooga 2014, the first Ironman Chattanooga, in fact. So again, like I said, I'm headed to the pool today. This should be the last part of this week's video. Now, I didn't get out a second video last week. I decided to hold it over because they were going to be short little things, little snippets, and I know that you guys appreciate that, and there are still those short little snippets, as you will have already seen by this point, but I was on vacay, man, and couldn't get it done, so there you go. So anyway, like I said, today is a swim workout. I have 3,400 yards in the pool, yards or meters. I don't really pay much attention to yards or meters, honestly, unless I'm kind of trying to time myself and see where I am. But my pool that I work out typically is yards, so that's what we'll be looking at today. It's a pretty good workout. It's a set of, and you can see the picture right here, it's going to be a set of basically 6 25s followed by 4 150s on different time intervals and things like that. So it's a pretty solid workout, 3,400 yards. It's going to be good. So the gear tip that I want to kind of talk about today, it has to do with swim caps, and why people choose to wear them, why people don't choose to wear them, or choose not to wear them rather. And so the first thing is that when I work out, I rarely, I mean, like maybe one day out of 100 swims, choose to wear a swim cap, and that's regardless of water temperature. You know, I was the second couple days that I did swims when I was in the Outer Banks, there were some pretty chilly water temperatures, down to 59 degrees on some days, and I did not wear a swim cap. I don't like them. I don't like the way they feel. I feel constricted by them. Also, a little personal thing, my ears, as you can probably see here, my ears tend to stick out. And since they stick out when they're pushed back for an hour or so at a time, it doesn't feel very good. So, but a lot of people choose to wear them. Now, here's one thing you should know if you're getting into triathlon. Number one is that in almost every single race that there is, you're going to be required to wear a cap of some sort. Now, most of the time that's so that you can differentiate age groups and things like that, but it also serves a secondary purpose of letting the race organizers be able to see you better should you go under. Because if you have brown hair, even if you have blonde hair or something like that, you know, it all kind of turns the same very earth tony color when it goes down into the water. And so if a lifeguard needs to see you better and you've got a colored cap on, that's a good way to look at it. But do keep in mind that it's going to change some things, so you should be used to what a cap feels like, or at least aware of what a cap feels like. And there's things that it's going to change, can be anything from water, or the temperature. It's going to change your heat regulation differently because you're covering your head, which, as we all know, is where you lose or gain a lot of heat. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. It's also going to change the way that you hear your surroundings. And basically anything like that, it's a good idea to really have a good sense of exactly how it's going to make you feel. So that's a good tip for the week, is get a cap on your head if you're looking into your first triathlon and you've never worn a cap. If you're worried about your hair, which is definitely a concern also, I used to have in high school what they called troll hair. You know, those little troll dolls? Yeah, that's what my hair looked like. Not the colored kind, just the kind of like not so smooth and silky and beautiful. Not that it is now. But if you get in a situation like that, what I might suggest is, if you're concerned with that, put a tiny, because you don't want it to get into the water and jack up the pool, tiny bit of spray and conditioner, kind of leave-in conditioner, and then put your cap on over top of that. And then don't take your cap off until you're in the shower to rinse it out. And that'll kind of help keep your hair, keep the chlorine at bay a little bit, and yeah. But I am not exactly Paul Mitchell telling you guys hair care tips this week on the Gearist TV video diary. No, it's not like that, but that's just something that I used to do to kind of stave off even further damage of my hair back in the day. So anyway, if you've got any hair care tips that you'd like to leave them in the comments section below. Again, this is the last video, or excuse me, the last little snippet for this week's video. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for following along while I was in the back east, and I appreciate all the love that we're feeling. We got some new reviews coming out this week. It's going to be great. We've actually got 2 running shoe reviews, starting out with the Bushido by La Sportiva, great trail running shoe, mountain running shoe in fact. And yeah, as always, right over here on my right hand side, your left hand side of the screen there, follow me on Strava. We got Twitter for the Gearist, my personal Twitter. We got Instagram, Facebook, and as always, the YouTube channel which you're watching right now. Please also click on over to Gearist.com. Take a look around at all of our reviews. Let us know what you think. We love comments in the comment section of the gear reviews, and I also love to see comments in the comment section here on YouTube. If you've got any questions, comments, tips, or questions about triathlon moving forward that you'd like to know about, or training, or food, or whatever, let me know in the comments section right down there below, and I'd be happy to answer. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you next time.